For Southern Maryland, the Blue Crabs have 2 hits on the day as they got a hit from Raul Shah and Zach Collier. Shah singled. He's on fire right now, was 3 for 4 in yesterday's game. And Collier a double earlier in the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. There is no score between the Blue Crabs and the Honey Hunters. We're happy to have you along with us on this broadcast here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Well, after the Honey Hunters were retired in order back in the first inning, it is the cleanup hitter, Luis Roman, who steps in. No score between the Honey Hunters and the Blue Crabs. And here comes Luis Roman. The left-handed hitter leads things off for Gastonia. First pitch. It's a little bit low in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Happy to have you with us on a Thursday evening in North Carolina. It's a really nice Thursday. Clouds overhead, but it's cooler temperatures. This one swung on and chopped over to second base. Shot fields it on 3 hops and throws to first in time. As Wes Mumper has joined us, he says he hopes we're getting steam down in North Carolina. Well, the Blue Crabs have won 7 in a row. They're red hot. And I hear temperatures are supposed to warm up in Waldorf sometime soon, or I hope so. It's been warm down here throughout my trip to Gastonia. Mid-80s are the highs, and I've been inside for a lot of the time in the press box here and back at the hotel, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been nice weather. Here's a pitch. Called strike on the right-handed hitter, Reese Hampton. As Mackenzie Mills is off to a strong start, we thank everybody for tuning in today. As we continue to have some technical difficulties with our primary broadcast, the 1-0 pitch, or the 0-1 pitch, I should say. This is outside. The count 1 ball and 1 strike on the right-handed hitter. West tells us 90s at the reg. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a looper into right field for a base hit. Crosby quickly to the ball, and Reese Hampton has to stay at first base. Hampton's had a terrific series. And after that base hit to right field, the Blue Crabs managed to keep him to a single after a terrific play by Alex Crosby, the first baseman who went back on that ball, fielded it on a hop, and kept Hampton to a single. Runner on first base and 1 out for the Honey Hunters. That's the first hit for Gastonia of the evening. I'll bring you through the Atlantic League standings in 1 moment. Runner on first base, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch to Luis Castro. This is a little bit outside on the count, 1 ball and no strikes. In the North Division, that's where the Blue Crabs are. Southern Maryland has a 20-3 record. They're 9.5 games up on Long Island, 11 up on Lancaster, 12 up on York, and 13.5 up on Staten Island. As Mackenzie Mills tosses over to first base to check on Reese Hampton. Now, in the South Division, things are a lot more competitive. And the teams have better records, though the Blue Crabs have played the vast majority of their games against Western Division teams. 1-0 pitch. Oh, Mackenzie Mills instead is going to toss over to first to check over on the runner, Reese Hampton. Castro stands back in from the right side. Mills ready. Pitch, swing a high fly ball, deep left field, sends Hibbert back to the warning track at the wall, and is gone. A 2-run home run off the bat of Luis Castro. And all of a sudden, it's the Gastonia Honey Hunters who have gone on top 2-0. Well, after a bit of a bizarre single down that first base line, a bloop hit if you've ever seen one, it's a 2-run home run off the bat of... Well, that brings up Jake Skoll, and things don't get any easier for Mackenzie Mills after allowing the 2-run shot. Jake Skoll hit 2 home runs in yesterday's game, number 3 and 4 of the season. The lefty-lefty matchup, that one's bunted, foul territory. And Austin Ryan not able to get there quite in time. And the count 0-1. Austin Ryan is doing the catching for the Blue Crabs, and he's done a very good job since Ryan Haug went out for Southern Maryland. Haug joined the team on the road trip. But despite joining the team for the road trip, he's been unable to play in these 3 games. The Blue Crabs hope to have him back once they return home this weekend, but again, the timetable's still up in the air. Pitch from Mills, low into the dirt, the count 1 ball and 1 strike. We thank everybody for tuning in to this evening's broadcast, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network here on YouTube. Skoll steps back in, here's the 1-1. Little low and away, and the count 2 balls and a strike from Mackenzie Mills on Jake Skoll. Honey Hunters 2, Blue Crabs nothing in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Southern Maryland winners of 7 consecutive games, looking for their 8th straight. Here's the pitch, it's low again, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Count 3 balls and 1 strike in the bottom of the 2nd inning. I apologize when the camera view may be impeded. 3-1. That's away. Looked close. But it's ball 4. And there's a runner on first base with 1 out. And here comes Raider Ascanio. 3 consecutive batters have reached for the Honey Hunters. Coming into this one, Mills had a strong start to the season. Had a 2.25 ERA. As the first pitch to Raider Ascanio, swinging a high fly ball, right center field. It's going to one-hop the wall and go over the wall for an automatic double off the bat of Raider Ascanio. The top of the order for the Honey Hunters didn't get to Mackenzie Mills. The bottom of the order has 4 consecutive base runners reach. It's 2-0 Gastonia and 2 in scoring position. So it's Jake Skoll from 3rd, Raider Ascanio from 2nd, as the Blue Crabs trail 2-0. And Alex Holderbach comes to the plate. Mills set. Here's the pitch, low and in, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. So Mackenzie Mills retired the first 4 batters in this game. But from there, the hits have piled up for Gastonia. A single from Hampton, a 2-run shot from Skoll. Pitch, called strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The 2-run shot from Castro. Jake Skoll walked, and then Raider Ascanio ripped one the other way for extra bases. It would have scored Skoll nearly certainly, but it one-hopped and went over the wall for an automatic double. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, deep left center field, back to the track, to the wall, and it's at the base of the wall. 2-run score. It's Skoll and Ascanio from second and 3rd, and Holderbach has himself a 2 RBI double, and just like that, the Honey Hunters have opened up a 4-0 lead. Well, 4 consecutive batters who have come to the plate have found their way across home plate on the back end, as the Honey Hunters have a 4-0 lead. You'd have to wonder if things continue going this way for Mackenzie Mills, how long. Back to the top of the order with Herlis Rodriguez, a runner on second base and one out. First pitch runs in, count 1 ball and no strikes. On the season, Mackenzie Mills this season has had 4 starts. We'll run through them all right now. Has had 3 starts, I should say. This is his 4th. 5 innings, 1 run. 5 innings, 2 runs. 6 innings, 1 run. He's gone an inning and a third so far, and he's allowed 4 earned. 4 earned runs on 4 hits. The big lefty deals. Swinging a high fly ball, deep center field. Sends Collier back in front of the warning track where he makes the catch, tagging from second to third Holderbach. And there's a runner on third base now with 2 outs after a deep fly out off the bat of Herlis Rodriguez. He nearly went deep. Mackenzie Mills last season struggled a little bit. He was in the Frontier League where he pitched 92 innings to a 3.82 ERA. His career, he has a 4.51 earned run average. This year, though, the numbers have been good. A 2.25 ERA. There's the pitch. It is low on Jack Reinheimer, who's coming to the plate for the second time today. Thank everybody for tuning in. It is a 4-0 lead for the Honey Hunters on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, deep right center field. It's going to hit the gap and go 1 hop the wall. 1 run scores. It's an RBI double from Jack Reinheimer, and the Blue Crabs are down 5-0. So an RBI double off the bat of Jack Reinheimer. It is the 6th hit of the inning. And it is a 5-0 lead for the Honey Hunters after Jack Reinheimer goes the other way. And these haven't been, when you bat around, sometimes there are only a few runs that have come in. And there have been a lot of singles. That has not been the case here in the second. After a leadoff single from Reese Hampton, it was a 2-run shot from Luis Castro. Jake Skoll walked. Raider Escanio doubled him in. Alex Holderbach then dripped an RBI double into the gap. Drove in 2 runs, and Jack Reinheimer's extended the lead to 5-0 with a double into the right center field gap. 4 extra base hits. And 6 of the last 7 base runners have reached. The only one who didn't was Herlis Rodriguez, who sent a deep fly ball to center field. The Blue Crabs are in trouble. They've been in this situation before many times, though. This is a team that is 20-3 overall, taking on a Honey Hunters team that is 16-7. The Blue Crabs are riding a 7-game win streak. Here comes Joseph Rosa with a runner on second base and 2 outs. And they're starting to get some action going in the Blue Crabs bullpen. Dario Polanco up, swinging a ground ball over to third. Yetzko's got it. He tosses over to first for the final out. So the Blue Crabs retire the Honey Hunters at the end of 2 innings of play. As Gastonia 5 and Southern Maryland 2. The Blue Crabs have their work cut out for them at the plate. Stick with us. Back in the top of the third inning, it's the Honey Hunters 5 and the Blue Crabs nothing. Austin Rooney, happy to have you with us for tonight's broadcast. We apologize, we do not have our traditional broadcast up and running. I'll be updating you with scores very frequently so you all know what the score, what the count is, how many outs, everything that's going on throughout the game. Go ahead and shout I will go ahead and give you a shout out if you tell me who you are and where you're listening from in the YouTube chat. Always love to hear from our fans, as it is Michael Baca to lead things off in the third inning. First pitch from Jerry Keel is upstairs in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Baca had a big game yesterday, 3 for 3, drove in a couple runs. Here's the pitch. Fastball at the belt for a called strike. And the Blue Crabs, top of the order and middle of the order, aren't even necessarily the best parts of the order right now. I mean, the fact of the matter is, for the Blue Crabs, 1 to 9, this team is really level. Michael Baca had an outstanding game yesterday in the 9 spot. 1-1 pitches swung on and tapped foul. And the Blue Crabs are also getting production from the 7th batter in their order. Raul Shah has the top batting average on the team. As Baca steps back in from the right side. 5-0 Honey Hunters. They put up a 5 spot in the second behind 4 extra base hits. Keel set. Here's the pitch. Fastball, a little bit up and in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Michael Baca had a tough start to the season, but a great game yesterday. Trying to build off that, along with a number of other Blue Crabs. The bottom of the order, guys who haven't had as much playing time. This one swinging a ground ball up the middle for a base hit, just past the outstretched reach of Jack Reinheimer. And there's a runner on first base with nobody out. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Blue Crabs to start the third inning. Here comes Matt Hibbert. He's 0 for 1 on the day. As the Blue Crabs have a 7-game win streak going. It is not the longest in franchise history. It's not the longest of the season. The Blue Crabs had a 12-game win streak earlier this year that set a franchise record. The previous franchise record was 8 games. Blue Crabs had an 8-game winning streak. As the pitch, swinging a ground ball over to short, could be 2. On to second for 1. Back on to first, not quite in time as Matt Hibbert beats it out on fielder's choice. Nearly went 6-4-3, but Matt Hibbert battled through it. And there is a runner on first base with 1 out. After the fielder's choice from Hibbert. Hibbert's played professional baseball for a long time. This is his 13th year, or 11th season, but 13th year of pro ball. Played with the Road Warriors back in 2018. Pitches a called strike on Ian Yetzko, who bats from the right side. Count 0-1. And then played in the Pacific Association in 2019. And then with the Blue Crabs last year and hit 277 hitter coming into this game as the pitch is upstairs. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike on Ian Yetzko. Yetzko, another one of those guys that's just started to get some time recently. Did not get playing time at the start of the season as Ruby Silva was the everyday second baseman. The pitch, swinging a ground ball, first baseline foul. Just missed that first base bag by maybe a foot. Blue Crabs bench coach Joe Walsh stands at first as the first base coach. Blue Crabs hitting coach Ray Ortega over in that third base box. Jerry Keel, the lefty, is set. Pair of lefties going at it Mackenzie Mills had a 1-2-3 first, allowed 5 runs in the second. 1-2 offering to Yetzko, a little bit away, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Honey Hunters 5, Blue Crabs nothing on a Thursday evening in Gastonia. Get you our trivia question shortly. And anybody can write your answer to the trivia question in the YouTube chat. We usually get to our trivia question in the bottom of the 3rd inning. If you have any trivia of your own you'd like to drop in our YouTube chat, feel free. Runner goes, 1-2 pitch is a little up and away, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. A stolen base for Matt Hibbert. It was uncontested. Alex Holderbach did not throw down to second base. So the Blue Crabs do have a runner on second with 1 out. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Yetzko. Runner on second base and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper foul, third base side. Yetzko working a deep count. I thank everybody for joining us today. It is the top of the 3rd inning from Caramont Health Park. The Blue Crabs 0, the Honey Hunters 5. After Gastonia exploded for a 5-run second. Matt Hibbert leads off from second base for Southern Maryland. Yetzko looking to drive him in. Here's the 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4, and Yetzko works a 7-pitch walk. So runners on first and second with 1 out. Jerry Keel, through 2 1/3 innings of work, has thrown 40 pitches. As the Blue Crabs have gotten to him here in the 3rd with regard to the pitch count, as he has thrown 13 pitches to record just 1 out. Here comes Collier, who bats from the left side. He's the 3-hitter in the Blue Crabs order. Rocked a double to left his first time up. First pitch is low for ball 1, and the count 1 ball and no strikes on the Blue Crabs 3-hitter. Command hasn't been an issue so far for Jerry Keel. Has thrown 27 strikes and 15 balls, but more recently, in the last couple batters, pitch count has got up there a little bit. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball over to first, on to second, 1 for 1, back on to first, not in time. So the Honey Hunters get the lead out at second base. They now have runners on the corners, so the Blue Crabs do with 2 outs. But a fielder's choice for Zach Collier, who hit that ball on the nose over to first base. Always a tough play for first baseman to try to turn a 3-6-3 double play. 5-0 Honey Hunters. Blue Crabs with runners on the corners and 2 outs. We apologize, we do not have our traditional broadcast set up for you today. We've been running through some technical difficulties for the last 2 days. We've been trying to work on it throughout the afternoon into the evening. But unfortunately, we're not able to get the broadcast to you through our traditional setup. First pitch to David Harris, misses low for ball 1, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Collier from first. And it's Matt Hibbert from third with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. Adding an 11-game hit streak. Snapped a different streak yesterday. We'll get to that after this pitch. Keel's offering. Swinging a ground ball over to short. Toss over to second is in time. We'll tell you the David Harris story when we come back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Honey Hunters 5 and the Blue Crabs nothing. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All right, folks.
Bottom of the third inning, first pitch comes in on the leadoff hitter for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. It's Luis Roman to lead things off, and the count no balls and 1 strike after a called strike. 0-1, that's low in the dirt, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Honey Hunters batted around in the bottom of the third inning. I promised I'd tell you the David Harris story here in the bottom of the third, so we'll get there in a moment. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on Luis Roman. Pitch. It's a called strike. Thigh level, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Luis Roman, who leads things off for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. 1-2 offering from Mills upstairs, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes on the lefty, Luis Roman. So what is the deal with David Harris, you might be asking? He's got an 11-game hit streak going, so that wasn't snapped yesterday. But what was snapped was his streak of games where he had exactly 1 hit in 10 consecutive. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball low and out of the zone, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitter, Luis Roman. 5-0 Honey Hunters. They scored all 5 runs back in the second inning. 3-2 pitch, swinging a high pop-up into shallow right field. It's the second baseman, Raul Shah, who gives way to the right fielder, Braxton Lee. Came all the way in, maybe only 30 feet from the infield grass to make that catch. And there is 1 away in the bottom of the third inning. So David Harris had 2 hits yesterday. That's how he snapped his 10-game streak with exactly 1 hit, which is a streak that is almost unheard of. 10-game hit streaks happen, somewhat frequently. Not all guys will get them over the course of the season. It's an impressive feat. But to have exactly 1 hit in every single one of those games is exceedingly rare, as the first pitch is cut on and missed from Reese Hampton, who started all the damage back in the second inning. This one swung on and driven into shallow left field. It's the left fielder, Matt Hibbert, who comes in and makes the catch on the line drive, chest level. And there are 2 away. 2 up and 2 down. Interestingly, we'll give you the numbers on the first 4 hitters in the lineup for the Honey Hunters, and the 1 for 8. Batters 5 through 9 are a combined 4 for 5. 1 for 8, 4 for 5. That's the difference between batters 1 through 4 and 5 through 9. It's the back of the order that's been doing all the damage. It's the first pitch, a called strike at the belt on Luis Castro. The pitch, swinging a high fly ball, deep left field. That ball sails out of here. A solo shot from Luis Castro. It's his second of the game, and the Honey Hunters have jumped up 6-0. A real blast over the wall, over that yellow lining at the top of the wall in left field. And the Honey Hunters jump up 6-0.
That brings up the right fielder, 6-0.
Jake Scholl steps in from the left side. Well, 2 home runs already from the Honey Hunters, both courtesy of Luis Castro, and the bottom of the order continues to do damage. First pitch runs inside on Scholl. So, again, let's run through those numbers one more time. Batters 1 through 4 in the Honey Hunters order, or a combined 1 for 8. As the 1-0 pitch, called strike, right down the middle, and the count of ball and a strike. So again, batters 1 through 4, 1 for 8. Batters 5 through 9 are a combined 5 for 6 with 2 home runs. 1-1 pitch, that's low, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Honey Hunters 6, Blue Crabs nothing. Now, Mackenzie Mills had a couple of appearances here where he's pitched quite well. His first 3 starts were terrific, as the 2-1 pitch called strike at the knees, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes on the lefty Jake Scholl. Did not allow more than 2 runs in any of his first 3. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a high chopper over to second base. Raul Shaw, an underhand flip to first for the final out. Well, Mackenzie Mills surrenders another run on a solo shot over the wall in deep left. It's 6-0 Honey Hunters. Stick with us as the Blue Crabs come to play. Top of the 4th inning for Southern Maryland. It is 6-0 Honey Hunters. As the Blue Crabs send 5, 6, and 7. First pitch from Jerry Keel. Breaking ball in there for a called strike as he works backwards in the count. 5 runs in the second, 1 run in the third for Gastonia. And it's 6-0 Honey Hunters. 0-1 pitch. Check swing, but he goes around. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. So here is our trivia question. It's an Atlantic League trivia question. The Atlantic League's been around for more than 20 years. But how many of the franchises currently in the Atlantic League, this pitch is swung on and hit high in the air toward right field. It's the right fielder, Jake Skoll, who drifts over slightly toward the line to make the catch for the first out. So Alex Crosby goes down via a flyout. There's 1 away in the top of the 4th inning. How many teams in the Atlantic League are more than 4 years old? That's our question. How many teams that are currently in the Atlantic League are more than 4 years old? There are currently 10 teams in the Atlantic League. Think about it. There's some younger teams. We'll give you a hint in the top of, or the bottom of the 4th inning here. And we'll answer it in the top of the 5th. So the question is, how many of the current teams in the Atlantic League have been in the league for more than 4 years? The league is quite young right now as a number of teams transition in. The 0-1 pitch to Braxton Lee. A check swing, he went around. And the count 0-2 on the lefty. Lee will be followed by Raul Shaw, who is one of the hottest hitters in the lineup right now. 3 for 4 yesterday, 1 for 1 today. Here's the pitch. Swinging a tapper foul first base side. And the count 0-2. Blue Crabs still searching for that first run of the game. The Honey Hunters have 6. Top of the 4th inning. The hits are not all that wide of a margin between the two teams. 6 hits for the Honey Hunters, 3 for the Blue Crabs. But the runs category is 6-0 Honey Hunters. This one swinging a slow roller third base side. Braxton Lee has himself an infield hit. And there's a runner on first base with 1 out.
Second baseman, Raul Shah.
And here comes Raul Shah, who bats from the right side. Lee aboard with a single the other way toward third base. And now Raul Shah comes to the plate. The Blue Crabs are in desperate need of manufacturing a run, however it will come. Wes Mumper thinks he has his answer. He might. We'll wait on that one. Swinging a ground ball over to third. On to second for 1. Back on to first. A double play. Raul Shah hit that one right on the nose. But that's the way baseball goes. 5-4-3 around the horn to end the top of the 4th inning. We are finished with 3.5 from Caramont Health Park. 6-0 Honey Hunters. Stick with us. Bottom of the 4th inning from Caramont Health Park, and it's Mackenzie Mills who's back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. He's allowed 6 runs over the first 3 innings. 5 runs in the second, 1 run in the third. The Blue Crabs have been held scoreless through 4 innings on their half. First pitch, a called strike here in the bottom of the 4th. On the leadoff hitter, Raider Ascanio. Pitch, swinging a high pop-up, foul behind home plate, going to get into the seats. On the count, no balls and 2 strikes now on the right-handed hitter. Ascanio leads things off. It's Luis Castro who's done the majority of the damage for the Honey Hunters. First pitch from Mills, up and away. Or the 0-2, I should say, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Castro with a 2-run shot in the second, a solo shot in the third. Not the first player in this series to have a multi-home run game, though. This one swinging a 1-hopper sharply at Raul Shah. He corrals it and tosses to first for the first out. That one came up pretty high on him, waist-high level. And there is 1 away. Well, retiring the first batter of the inning has not been an issue for Mackenzie Mills. He's done that in each and every inning. They have not all gone the same. 1, 2, 3 first, 5 in the second, 1 run in the third. This one swinging a high fly ball I beg your pardon, left center field. It's Collier who drifts back on that ball and makes the catch for the second out. One belted into center field, but Collier there, 2 away. As he makes the catch on Alex Holderball's rocket. Well, 2 outs now in the 4th. As it's the top of the order for the Honey Hunters. Coming up for their 3rd at bat. It's Herlis Rodriguez, who has a pair of putouts. Both are flyouts to center. First pitch on the lefty-lefty matchup, a called strike. Knee high on the inner half. Count 0-1. Mackenzie Mills looking to rebound after a really tough second and third. This one swung on and rolled over to second base. It's Shaw who tosses to first. It's a nice rebound for Mackenzie Mills. A 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th inning as we head to the 5th. 6-0 Gastonia. Top of the 5th inning, the Blue Crabs have their work cut out for them. They surrendered 6 runs in the 2nd and 3rd and trail 6-0. Jerry Keels allowed base runners. He's not allowed runs. As the first pitch is a called strike, letter high on Austin Rye. The Blue Crabs have had a hit in every inning, or at least a base runner in every inning. Well, they also have a hit in every inning, I should say. But adding multiple hits has been an issue on Keel. The 0-1 pitch is low on the count, 1 ball and 1 strike on an off-speed pitch low and out of the zone. A double in the first from Collier, a single in the second from Shaw, a single in the third from Rye, and a single in the 4th from Lee. This one swinging a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Austin Rye on for the first time today. And there's a runner on first base with no outs. The hits category, well, that's rather similar. 6 hits for Gastonia, 5 hits for the Blue Crabs. The score line's not similar. 6 runs for the Honey Hunters, no runs for Southern Maryland. The left on base category is one that stands out. 8 for Southern Maryland, 2 for Gastonia. That's for individual batters, not for the end of the inning. Here is Michael Baca, picked up a base hit his first time up. First pitch runs inside on the righty in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Michael Baca now has been on base each of his last 5 times at the plate. 3 for 3 yesterday with a walk, and he's 1 for 1 to start off today. The Blue Crabs in desperate need of base runners now. Swinging a ground ball over to second. This could be 2. Oh, a tough time handling it from the second baseman, Joseph Rosai. Sort of rolled it over to the shortstop, Jack Reinheimer, and they beat Austin Wright to the bag. Should have been 2. Easily could have been a 4-6-3 double play, but instead, it's Michael Baca who reaches on a misplay over at second base from Joseph Rosa. I'm not sure that's going to go down as an error, though, because you can't actually expect a double play. And they still get the fielder's choice. Well, either way, there is one out now in the top of the 5th. Still 6-0 Gastonia. First pitch called strike on Matt Hibbert. And the count 0-1 on the righty. Jack Sundberg with a day off again today. Sundberg led off and had an RBI double in yesterday's contest. First pitch, swinging a high fly ball, shallow center. It's Herlis Rodriguez, who moves in a couple of steps and makes the catch for the second out. Now 2 away in the top of the 5th for Ian Yetzko, who's 0 for 1 with the walk. Well, let's get to our trivia question now with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Our trivia question is, how many teams have been in the Atlantic League for at least 4 years? How many active teams have been in the Atlantic League for at least 4 years? We'll give you just another 30 seconds or so to answer this question. We'll stick with you through the end of the inning if Yetzko does not get on here, and give you the answer to that trivia question as the first pitch is up and away for ball 1. Well, again, like the first 4 innings, the Blue Crabs have a hit here in the 5th. No 1, 2, 3 innings from Jerry Keel. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 1-1. But the result seems to be the same, despite the fact that they get base runners to advance them. Certainly unable to score them. There's a 1-1 pitch, called strike, right down Broadway, and the count 1-2. Collier reached third, Hibbert reached third. Aside from that, no one's gotten past first base. I wouldn't be stunned to see Baca go, but now there are 2 strikes and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball low and out of the zone. Struck him out. Yetzko goes down swinging for the final out in the top of the 5th. We're halfway done here at Caramount Health Park. It's the Honey Hunters 6 and the Blue Crabs nothing. We're first going to give you the answer to that trivia question. Who's right? It's Wes Mumper who's correct. 4 teams in the North Division have been in the North Division for at least 4 years. The only one that has not is Staten Island. So those 4 teams in the North Division: Long Island, Southern Maryland, Lancaster, and York. The entire South Division, so like Lexington, Gastonia, Kentucky Wild Health, Genomes, every team in that division is new. So the South is brand new. The North Division's been there for a while. We will step aside as the bottom of the 5th inning is coming your way after this. First pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning, a called strike on Jack Reinheimer, the shortstop, to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. 6-0. Honey Hunters. 0-1 pitch, a check swing. He went around, though, in the count 0-2. Well, all those 6 runs came in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Mackenzie Mills bookended those innings with 1, 2, 3 innings. 0-2 pitch, low and away, out of the zone in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's still looking for that first strikeout of the day. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. He gets a new baseball with the base paths empty. Jack Reinheimer leading things off. It's been the back of the order that's done all the damage for Gastonia. Here's the pitch. Oh, looked awfully close, but missed. Away in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mills set. Looking to fight through this inning. 2-2. Oh, looked close, just off the outside corner of the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes from the big lefty, who hasn't thrown all that many pitches today. He's thrown 58 pitches through 4 innings of work. Now, you do some math, you find out that 90 pitches could be about 6 innings at this rate. So he could very well go 6 innings, possibly even one. Is a walk issued to Reinheimer, who worked a deep at bat, fell behind in the count 0-2, worked it full, and draws a walk. So the first batter is on. No action right now in the Blue Crabs pen. This is Mackenzie Mills' game. He's allowed 6. In 4+ innings, the Blue Crabs bats are going to need to come alive in a big way. In the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. They did yesterday, scored 4 runs in the 7th and 8th. And came back and beat the Rockers, or beg your pardon, beat the Honey Hunters. Well, the 4 teams, as we already mentioned, who have been in the league for at least 4 years, were Long Island, Southern Maryland, York, and Lancaster. Well, who hasn't? Gastonia, High Point, Charleston, Lexington, Wild Health, and Staten Island. As Mackenzie Mills tossed over to first base to check on Joseph Rosa. Here at Caramont Health Park, they play music in between pitches, something we haven't seen before. Pitches upstairs, throw down to second base a little bit late. And the count 1 ball and no strikes on the right-handed hitter, Joseph Rosa. Rosa is 0 for 2 today, much like the rest of the top of the order here for the Honey Hunters. All 6 runs that have crossed home plate have come from batters 5 through 9 in the order. Runner on second base and no outs. Here's the pitch. Low and out of the zone. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. Reinheimer, especially in this series, has been nothing short of outstanding. And his year has been good as well. He's a really good player. Hits .356 on the year, but he's got speed to show for it as well as power. Go gap to gap. He can also go deep. As the 2-0 pitch is upstairs, count 3 balls and no strikes. Or actually count 2 balls and 1 strike. That first pitch was a called strike. Runner on second and nobody out. 6-0 Gastonia. Blue Crabs have a 9.5 game lead in the series. They have a 7-game win streak going, looking to extend that to 8 games. Here's the pitch. One away in the count. 3 balls and 1. Oh, no, that's a walk. And the home plate umpire is saying, no. Let's hold up here. It's a 3-1 count. And funny enough, Joseph Rosa is going to need that bat back. It was a called strike on the first pitch. The count 3 balls and 1 strike. As Rosa remains at the plate. They had the wrong count up on the scoreboard. It was 3-1. The scoreboard had it at 3-0. At the time, the count was 2-1. Now it's 3-1. Glad we got everything straightened out there. Still a runner on second base and nobody out. And now there is action in the bullpen. 3-1 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball deep left field. And that ball is way out of here. Joseph Rosa watched it and gave an emphatic bat flip. Oh my, if that's not going to start controversy, I'm not sure what will. That was an emphatic home run walk for the Gastonia Honey Hunters, and it is an 8-0 game as he kissed the ball goodbye in no figurative sense. He legitimately kissed toward the ball as it exited the ballpark. It is an 8-0 lead as he hammered that ball over the wall in left field. It is an 8-0 game, and Stan Clyburn is talking to the home plate umpire about that home run from Rosa where he watched it and gave a big bat flip. And he's upset that Rosa wasn't tossed from the game after that home run walk. 8-0 Gastonia. It's going. Joseph Rosa watched that ball for probably 4 or 5 seconds that exited the ballpark and then threw the bat. 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. And there's a difference in mentalities as to what's okay in a home run trot. This one swung on and tapped foul off of his bat and then off the knob of his bat again. As it hit home plate, deflected back off his bat, count 0-2 on Luis Roman. And look, there's some guys who think that you can give a long walk and players should have hitters should have their opportunity to celebrate as well. 0-2 pitch, swinging a high fly ball, deep right center field. This one has a chance. It's back at the wall, but Braxton Lee there to reel it in on the warning track, and there are 2 away. 8 runs in for Gastonia and an 8-0 lead. 5 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth. As there is just 1 away for Reese Hampton, who was 1 for 2, as the top of the order also got the offense going. The bottom of the order has been strong throughout the day, and it's Luis Castro who stands on deck, and we'll get to him soon. He will come up in the inning regardless with only 1 out. He has homered both times he has faced Mills today. First pitch cut on and fouled off, count 0-1. The Blue Crabs are 4-1 against Gastonia this season. And they're 20-3 overall, riding a 7-game win streak. 0-1 pitch is in the count, a ball and a strike. The Blue Crabs had their 12-game winning streak snapped against the Wild Health Genomes. The 1-2 is swung on and dribbled foul third base side. As they lost that game by a score of 8-2. And they fell 2 days later when Deck McGuire picked up a win against the Blue Crabs. This one swung on and chopped third base side. It's going to be a tough play for Yetzko. Throws in time. Nicely done. He had to field quickly and throw across the diamond to get the speedy Hampton. And there are 2 away. You talk about a hustle play from a runner, though. You want to see guys run that ball out. Made it a very close play at first base. 2 outs, and here comes Luis Castro. The Honey Hunters 8 and the Blue Crabs nothing. First pitch misses away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. The Bats are really going to need to get going in the 6th inning. The Blue Crabs want to find a way back into this ball game. 1-0 pitch misses. Count 2 balls and no strikes. The Blue Crabs do have an arm going in the bullpen. It's Alex Marathu. 2-0 pitch is outside, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. The Blue Crabs can get Mills through 5 innings. They wouldn't lose their designated hitter for the game. And that is a walk issued to Luis Castro. But at this point, I'm not so sure that the worry is the designated hitter as another base runner reaches. Castro 2 for 2. He's homered twice and now walked once. And it's a good opportunity for the Blue Crabs to get a couple guys into some action that haven't played in quite as long. Blue Crabs have won 7 straight, beaten the Honey Hunters in 4 straight, but those streaks are in major jeopardy as it's an 8-0 Gastonia advantage. Alex Marathu, who's currently warming up in the bullpen, hasn't pitched since his outing against Charleston, when he allowed 3 runs in just 1/3 of an inning. 1-1, called strike, or the 1-0 I should say is a called strike. Count 1-1 on Jake Skoll, the lefty. Only part of this 5 through 9 of this lineup that does not have a hit yet. 1-1, high grounder, foul, first base side. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes on the lefty. 2 away. Bottom of the 5th inning. All Gastonia this evening. Blue Crabs applying a heavy shift on Jake Skoll. Here's a pitch. Low in the dirt. Count 2-2. Well, the Blue Crabs have 5 hits of their own. Their issue has been trying to get those guys around toward home plate. They got exactly 1 hit in each inning. They really need to string some hits together. I'm sure they would have preferred to have those 5 hits in 1 inning. Swinging a ground ball through the shift on the right side for a base hit. That sends Castro first to third. The throw from right field is in time. What a play, as Braxton Lee threw a rocket over to third and caught Luis Castro getting a little bit anxious and going for third. Well, we are finished with 5 innings of play from Caramount Health Park. A terrific throw from Braxton Lee ends the inning. But it's the Honey Hunters who have an 8-0 lead over the Blue Crabs. Stick with us. The Blue Crabs bats are going to try to come alive in the top of the 6th. Well, it's the heart of the Blue Crabs lineup due up in the 6th inning. 3, 4, and 5 to come to the plate, and they need offense desperately, down 8-0. First pitch to Zach Collier, runs way inside and nearly hit him. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes on the 3-hitter. Collier doubled earlier in today's game. There's called strike on the inner half. And the count 0-1. Collier followed by Harris and Crosby. Collier the only one of those 3 that has a hit today. Harris in the midst of an 11-game hit streak. This one swung on and lifted into shallow right field, but the right fielder's goal on the run. And he makes the catch for the first out. A basket catch, nearly popped out of his glove, but he got there. That one looked like it had a shot at being a bloop single, but gets there in time for the first out. Here comes David Harris. First pitch. A little low and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the Blue Crabs are still looking for that first run of this game. They've had a hit in every single inning, though. Still looking for their first hit in the 6th inning as the 1-0 pitch is away, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Base paths are empty in the top of the 6th. All Gastonia this evening. 8-0. 5 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th. 2-0 pitch swung on and tapped foul, third base side, and the count 2-1. Well, who has a hit today, you might be asking? Collier doubled. And then it's the back of the lineup. Braxton Lee with an infield single. Raul Shaw with a single to center. Austin Rye with a single to left field. And Michael Baca with a ground ball single to center. So 4 singles and a double. The extra base hits haven't been there for Southern Maryland. 2-1 pitch. Called strike on a hard fastball. Right around belt high. Counting 2 balls and 2 strikes down the righty. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive. Left field. Base hit. For Harris, that extends his hit streak to 12 games. For the Blue Crabs, they now have a hit in all 6 innings. Had nothing to show for it, though. You wouldn't be surprised to see someone like David Harris try to take off for second base and do something to jumpstart this offense for the Blue Crabs. You don't need to get them all back here in the 6th, but if this offense is going to get going, you'd have to think they have to get at least 1 here. Show some signs of life. First pitch to Alex Crosby is below the knees for ball 1. David Harris was 3 for 4 on stolen base attempts last season. And if there's ever a time, you'd think it's right now. Pitch to Crosby, line drive, right field, base hit. Harris goes station to station. The Blue Crabs have strung together 2 consecutive hits here in the 6th inning. At first and second with 1 out as Braxton Lee comes to the plate, a former big leaguer for the Blue Crabs. Braxton Lee against Gastonia on the year is hitting .263. He's 1 for 8 in this series. Hitting right around .250 in basically every metric between recent games throughout the entire season. Hit a real hot streak the end of April into early May as the first pitch is a wave and a miss that went out of the zone. Caught Braxton Lee off balance. Crosby from first, Harris from second. The Blue Crabs need 8 runs back. As the Gastonia bats have been clicking throughout the evening. 0-1, swinging a line drive over to first. Terrific catch by Luis Castro, who dove towards second base to make the grab for the second out. Runners on first and second with 2 outs as Raul Shah comes to the plate. Well, if the Blue Crabs were ever in need of a big hit, it's right now. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Shah has an opportunity to try to do some damage. Was 3 for 4 yesterday, 1 for 2 today when he grounded into a double play. 5-4-3 on a very hard hit ball. Blue Crabs had a runner on first at the time. 2 hits in the inning for the Blue Crabs and a runner in scoring position as the first pitch is low for ball 1. We've seen Dan Clyburn be aggressive on the base paths. Wouldn't be stunned to see a double steal here from Southern Maryland. In scoring position to give the Blue Crabs an opportunity to get a pair back here in the 6th with a base hit. One 0. Wave and a miss at a breaking ball low and out of the zone. And I spoke with Raul Shah yesterday about the different pitchers that he sees and the different ways he approaches the plate. He says, look, it's a lot easier when you'll see some guy who's throwing 90 and the pitch speed doesn't change all that much. That's what he saw yesterday from Walden. He got 3 hits. Swinging a high pop-up, shallow right field. It's a long run for Skoll, who's under it and makes the catch for the final out. Well, the Blue Crabs ran 2 to pick up a pair of hits in the 6th inning, but at the end of 5.5, it's the Honey Hunters 8 and the Blue Crabs nothing on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Well, that sends Alex Merrithew out onto the mound here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mackenzie Mills' day is done. 8 runs on 8 hits For the Honey Hunters, they have an 8-0 lead. First pitch swinging, it's a line drive right to center field. And the center fielder, Zach Collier, takes a step in and makes a catch knee-high level. And there is one away. Marathu can throw low to mid-90s. The velocity has not been an issue for Marathu this year. But his ERA has been high. Marathu has a 9.5 or 9.45 ERA coming in, a whip of 1.65. Also walked a lot of batters. Walked 7 batters in 6 innings. First pitch upstairs for ball 1. Count 1 ball and no strikes on Alex Holderbach, who bats in the 9 spot. Well, the Blue Crabs got the best of the Honey Hunters in games 1 and game 2. Well, game 3 has been a bit of a different story. 8-0 Gastonia. That's a called strike. And the count, a ball and a strike on Holderbach, who hit this lineup. He's an important bat for the Honey Hunters. Check swing, but he went around, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Base paths are empty with 1 away. All Honey Hunters, 5 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth for Gastonia. 1-2, swinging a high chopper over to third. Gonna be a tough play. Ian Yesko charges in, throws high and over the head of the first baseman Crosby. It goes out of play, and that allows Alex Holderbach to advance to second base. I'd imagine you're going to see a single and an error on that play, as it was a really tough play for Yesko to make, but then he overthrows the first baseman Alex Crosby, and there's a runner on second now with 1 out.
That brings up your center fielder, Hernan Rodriguez.
And here comes Herlis Rodriguez. Rodriguez is the leadoff man in this lineup. He's coming to the plate for the 4th time today. Marathu set. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul ball back behind home plate. And the count 0-1. Southern Maryland 20-3 to start the season. They're in the midst of a 7-game win streak, but that win streak is in serious jeopardy. First pitch low into the dirt on Herlis Rodriguez, and the count 1-0. Runner on second base, that's Alex Holderbach. With Herlis Rodriguez to the plate. It's Alex Marathu who's trying to prevent any further damage from the Honey Hunters. The pitch is outside, and the count 3 balls and no strikes on Rodriguez. On second base. Blue Crabs will head home for a series against Long Island on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3-0 pitch cut on and fouled back behind home plate. The count 3 balls and 1 strike. A late bus ride for the Blue Crabs. They'll get in tomorrow morning, and then have 3 at home against the Ducks for starting a long road trip that starts in Long Island. I'll give you the upcoming Blue Crabs schedule in one moment. Pitch, swinging a ground ball over toward first, fielded on a short hop by Crosby. He steps on the bag for the second out. So a ground ball, the first unassisted, and there are 2 away. Holderbach, meanwhile, advances over to third base. So a runner on third with 2 outs, already 8 runs in for Gastonia. It's all thanks to a big second inning. That included 5 hits and 4 extra base hits, including a 2-run shot and a trio of doubles. First pitch runs upstairs and inside on Jack Reinheimer, who's had a heck of a day himself. He is 2 for 3, driven in a run and scored a run. 1-0 pitch, fastball, belt high. Count 1-1, or beg your pardon, that was an off-speed pitch. We thank everybody for joining us on today's broadcast. The end of a 3-game road swing over toward Gastonia here in North Carolina. It's been a terrific road trip as the 1-1 and 2 strikes. Hollerbach from third with 2 outs. Thank everybody for sticking with us tonight as the Blue Crabs pitcher Alex Marathu tries to work around a leadoff single. Did go down as an error. Was a single and an error, as I predicted. Called it there. Generally pretty good with the scoring guesses, I will say. 1-2 pitch is a little low on the way, count 2-2. Don't get me wrong, I'm sometimes wrong on them, but I feel like most of the time I'm able to get them. I got that one. Count 2-2 on Marathu. Here's the pitch. Swing a high pop up behind home plate, foul. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jack Reinheimer, the batter. He's worked a number of deep counts today. And he reached prior to the 2-run shot from Joseph Rosa in the 5th. There's a pitch, swinging a high fly ball. Right field. It's the right fielder Braxton Lee who's there and makes the catch for the final out. Well, the Honey Hunters have 1 base runner. It was Alex Hollerbach who was stranded at third. We're done with 6. It's the Blue Crabs nothing and the Honey Hunters 8. Stick with us. We go to the top of the 7th inning, still 8-0 Honey Hunters. First pitch misses away for ball 1 on Austin Rye, who leads things off 8-9-1 in the Blue Crabs order. New pitcher, it's Randall Delgado, who's got major league experience. This one swinging a slow ground. The third baseman, Raider Escanio, cannot believe it. He thought it was a fair ball, and to be honest, I thought it was a fair ball as well down that third baseline. But Rye will get another chance here. And it was a really close call. My initial reaction was fair ball, though. We'll see if you have a chance to look at this one again. Now, Wes is asking about his favor again. He's going to have to email me that favor. I'm not sure exactly what it was. Try to get to it, though. Wes Mumford, our terrific visiting team clubhouse manager, as the 1-1 pitch to Rye is cut on and missed. Wes Mumper and Davey Martin, the two of them work together and do great work as the clubhouse managers. As that one is swung on and missed from Rye, he goes down swinging. There's one away. Here comes Michael Baca. 1 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and he singled his first 2 times to the plate. And it's 8-9-1, due up in the order. 1 away now in the top of the 7th. The Blue Crabs at risk of being shut out. Pitch, swinging a ground ball over to short. It is fielded by Reinheimer. He throws across the diamond, and there are 2 away in the 7th inning. A quick 2 up and 2 down for Randall Delgado. Well, the Honey Hunters have thrived in tonight's ball game. Their pitching's been terrific. The bats have been going. Funny enough, they don't have a 1-2-3 inning yet, but if they get Hibbert here, they would have their first 1-2-3 inning of the night. First pitch, fastball blown by the right-handed hitter. I'd like to know the numbers in how many times a team has been shut out yet has had a hit in every inning. I wonder how many times this happened. 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Count 0-2. Matt Hibbert has fallen behind in the count, 0-2. Randall Delgado looking to finish him off. Here's the 0-2. Check swing to go around. Held up according to our first base umpire. Delgado throwing 92 tonight. Gets the sign from Alex Hollerbach behind home plate. 1-2 pitch to Hibbert. Swinging a ground ball softly down the first base line. Going to be a bit of a tough play. Fielded by the pitcher Delgado. He tosses to first. And the first 1-2-3 inning from from Honey Hunters pitching of the night from the former Diamondback, Randall Delgado. It's time to stretch here. It's the 7th inning stretch. And it's still all Gastonia. They leave this one 8-0.
On 1.
Bottom of the 7th inning, back from Gastonia, North Carolina. New pitcher for the Blue Crabs is Dario Polanco, who bounces one before home plate on his first pitch of the evening. Throws a lot of sliders. It's his primary pitch. Mixing in some fastballs and a little bit of other off-speed. Count 1-0 on Joseph Rosa. Pitch is a called strike. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 comes up and into the count, 2 balls and a strike. Rosa is 1 for 3. He went deep with a 2-run shot in the 5th. And he had a big home run celebration. The Blue Crabs were not happy with that. He watched his home run for 4 seconds, 5 seconds maybe, and then threw his bat. Three-one pitch, swinging a line drive, left field, base hit. Rosa sends that one all the way to the wall. Hibbert gets it in rather quickly. Throw to second. It's not going to be in time to get Rosa, who has a stand-up double to lead things off in the 7th. Here comes Luis Roman. 8-0 Honey Hunters. They're looking to add on to their lead. We apologize we don't have our traditional broadcast for you tonight. We're going to try to get that all resolved as soon as we can. Hopefully for tomorrow's game, we'll be all up and running with the traditional broadcast. We're running through some technical difficulties today and tried to get that one up in the air for you, but couldn't quite get it to work as the first pitch is low for ball 1. So it's Rosa from second, Roman at the plate. One-0 from Polanco. Cut on and popped up foul overhead the Honey Hunters dugout. Honestly, a little surprised we didn't see Marathew go for a second inning there. Especially given Polanco pitched yesterday. I'd imagine the Blue Crabs will send Baker to the mound today. This one cut on and popped up foul, third base side out of play. Anybody else who's just looking to get some work in? Runner on second base in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with no outs. The Blue Crabs bullpen is nothing short of terrific, but it's not that in the bullpen. 1-2, swung on and foul tip. And deflected off of Austin Rye's body armor. There are 8 relievers in the Blue Crabs bullpen. And there are, of course, a few that are used in the highest leverage of situations. Latos, of course, the closer. Brasinio, that 8th inning guy. And the 7th inning is sort of interchangeable there. This one swung on, hit high in the air, shallow left field, and it's going to get up and bounce over Hibbert's head. It's going to allow a run to score from second. He faked the catch, which held up the runner, Joseph Rosa, for a moment, then had enough topspin to get up and over the head of Matt Hibbert, which allowed the runner, Luis Roman, to get into second base. So whether it's a double or a single or an error, I touted myself as pretty good at getting these right. Usually, ball has to touch your glove. I'm going to say it's a hit and an error, though, because he just overran that ball. Let's see what our call is going to be. Pitch to Reese Hampton low in the dirt. It's going to get away from the catcher Rye, which allows the runner Luis Roman to advance to third base. So 1 run in. It's 9-0 Gastonia. And have that 10th run on third base. Yeah, so it's going to be a single and an error. Roman singles to left, but Hibbert overran the ball. He gets an error for that mistake. And now we're hearing differently. Maybe it's going to be changed to a double there. Maybe two official scores here. I'm just hearing outside my broadcast booth a double, no error. Runner on third base. One out, or no outs, I should say. 1-0 pitch, swinging a ground ball through the right side, a base hit. It's going to score another run as the Honey Hunters have extended their lead to 10-0. It's Luis Roman who comes around and scores from third. And it's a 10-0 lead for the Honey Hunters. It's the first road trip of the series that I've traveled on with the Blue Crabs. It's been a fun time here. Unfortunately, the Blue Crabs unable to pull out game 3 here. They're down 10-0 late, but still had some fun on the road trip. The warm weather has been a nice escape. The terrific breakfast at the hotel also not bad. It's been a fun time though traveling with the team here. We're back on the next road trip when the team goes out to Long Island, take on the Long Island Ducks. Have every road game with you here for the Blue Crabs. Pitch a called strike. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Or 1-1, I should say, on Luis Castro, who's homered twice already. 10-0 Gastonia. Here's the pitch. 1-1 in the dirt, and the count. 2 balls and a strike on the right-hander. Doesn't get much better. We talk about breakfast than some waffles, some bacon, some eggs. Almost have like a bacon, egg, and cheese all there in one, you know? Eggs or waffles and bacon. These people talk about chicken waffles. I'll just take waffles, egg, and bacon. Maybe a little bit of cheese on that. Get yourself a waffle, egg, and cheese. 2-1s upstairs. Count 3 balls and a strike. Happy to have you with us on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network. Talking about this road trip with the team, we had some great breakfast this morning. Terrific buffet over there at the Hilton. As the 3-1 pitch, a little low, ball 4. And Luis Castro is on. Runner is on first and second now, with nobody out. Here comes Jake Skoll. Well, for Luis Castro, he's reached base all 4 times. A pair of homers and a couple of walks. Finish. Runs that just kept on coming for Gastonia. No action in the bullpen for the Blue Crabs. This is Dario Polanco's inning. He's had some trouble. 2 runs have come in already. They're 2 on base. And nobody out. A double from Joseph Rosa. A double from Luis Roman. A single from Reese Hampton. And a walk to Luis Castro. And that's the start of the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Called strike at the knees and the count 0-1. Now let's get another question here. Let's get the fans involved a little more here. We're talking about breakfast foods. Let's take a few options off the table. So no waffles, no bacon, no eggs. What's your go-to? Answer in our YouTube chat. Be happy to share some of those answers with you on air. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Count 0-2 to Jake Skoll. So again, no waffles, no bacon, no eggs. What's next on that list? Now you can include those in a sandwich. I'll give you that. We're looking for some other breakfast foods. Polanco the pitch. It's low, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Others I'd go to. Didn't mention pancakes there, so let's go with pancakes. Biscuits are always good. You know, I was not a huge biscuit guy. I had some good biscuits though the last couple of days. I put a little eggs inside the biscuit. Grits. We're hearing from Paula Adair, yummy. I haven't had grits that many times, but they're good. 0-2 pitch, called strike 3 on Jake Skoll, and there's one away. I have had grits only twice, but I agree, they're good. It's a good breakfast option. Oatmeal's another one, though I'm not a huge oatmeal fan. We gotta go with some cereal. We're not gonna start ranking cereal yet, but there are definitely some good cereals out there. I am personally a Cinnamon Toast Crunch fan. First pitch, it's low for ball 1 on Raider Ascanio. Oh, believe it or not, that was the first strikeout by the Blue Crabs pitching staff all day on Jake Skoll. Polanco set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A little bit up and away, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. I'll tell you, this place is pretty packed for a Tuesday night, or Thursday night, I should say. And on Tuesday night, we probably had the best night. Had a good crowd yesterday as well, and about 2,500 in seating here. This one is smoked to deep center. Collier back at the warning track, it one hops the wall. Hits the cutoff man, Raul Shah. The throw to the plate is not in time. A pair of runs score on a 2 RBI double off the bat of Raider Ascanio. And this is a 12-0 Gastonia advantage. Very well hit off the bat. Polanco's running into some trouble here in the 7th. 4 runs on 4 hits, including a trio of extra base hits. Rosan with a double, Roman with a double, Maurice Hampton with a single, Luis Castro walked, and then a 2 RBI double from Jake Skoll, or beg your pardon, from Raider Ascanio. And it is a 12-0 Honey Hunters lead. The exception of some miracle comeback from the Blue Crabs, this will snap their 7-game win streak. And this is the mentality here for the Blue Crabs has to be to sort of throw this one out. And we'll start over again tomorrow. And playing such good baseball that every once in a while these games are going to happen. Fried chicken and waffles, the answer from Fernando Perez. I said no waffles, but I did say you can allow those things in some sort of a mixture. So I'm going to count it. And chicken and waffles is a good idea. I am on board there. Again, I'll take bacon and waffles before I'll. Perez is right generally. Chicken and waffles, it's a good meal. It's a good breakfast. Count 2 balls and a strike on on Alex Holderbach. There is some action in the Blue Crabs bullpen. As the 2-1 misses, count 3 balls and a strike. As the Honey Hunters have really produced here in the bottom of the 7th. This is the 3rd inning where they put up a crooked number. 5 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 4 in the 7th. You were hearing our conversations about breakfast foods and just joining us. I had a great breakfast this morning here at our team hotel. As the 3-1 pitch is on the outside corner, count 3-2. I had some waffles, I had some eggs, had some bacon, had a biscuit, apples and bananas, some fruit for a little later in the day. I'll tell you, it was very good. We're asking you, if you haven't answered yet, we have an answer from Paula Adair and Fernando Perez. What are your favorite breakfast foods? Can't say eggs, can't say bacon, can't say waffles. What's next on that list? Ground ball back to the mound. Polanco fields, does well to throw to first as he was over toward the third base bag when he finally collected that ball and he gets the out at first. So Holderbach goes down and there are 2 away, and here comes Helios Rodriguez. Happy you decided to tune in on a Thursday night. It's all Gastonia 12-0. We're still having some fun on the air. Going through some of our favorite breakfast foods. You're always welcome to comment in the YouTube chat. As the first pitch is away, count 1 and no strikes. If you have any trivia questions for me or any other viewers, throw them right down there in the YouTube chat. I'd love to take a look and go through some of that. And what is a 12-0 lead for Gastonia here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 pitch misses to Herlis Rodriguez. Dario Polanco has run into some trouble here in the inning. This one swung on and grounded back up the middle. It's a base hit. They're going to send Raider Escanio from first. There's not going to be a throw. It's 13-0. 5 runs in the inning for the Honey Hunters. As it's an RBI single from Herlis Rodriguez. And for the second time today, the Honey Hunters have batted around. And again, there is some action in the Blue Crabs bullpen, kind of some action. Can't tell what number it is, but there is someone who's stretching, or twisting, at least was on that bullpen mound. First pitch, a called strike. I mentioned this earlier, there are not that many arms in the Blue Crabs bullpen. There are 8 arms, so there are 13 pitchers on the Blue Crabs pitching staff. As the pitch runs a little bit inside. Count a ball and a strike. And the Blue Crabs, of course, have been using Brasinho and Latos 8th and the 9th. And then there are a lot of other guys who have been largely interchangeable for that 7th inning between Nick Wells, Dalton Kiki, Bradley Roney, who played in AA and AAA last year. 1-1 pitch, a little bit in, they count 2-1. Patrick Baker, who's also been quite good for the Blue Crabs. So when you have so many options in that 7th inning spot, or in the 6th and 7th inning spots, it gives you a really good chance as long as the starting pitching holds up. And unfortunately today for the Blue Crabs, it did not. 2-1 pitch, low and away, count 3 balls and a strike. As Polanco steps off briefly, count 3 balls and 1 strike. On Jack Reinheimer, the 9th batter to come to the plate in the inning. This one cut out and foul back, count 3-2. You don't want to be that 9th guy who comes up when your team bats around and you get out. I mean, to me, the last out in the last inning, in this inning, well, Jack Reinheimer is one of the premier bats in the Atlantic League, so even if he is to do that, he's had a terrific year and he's had a terrific series. 3-2, ground ball to third. Yetzko had some trouble with it, backed up on a throw to first, not in time. Infield single for Jack Reinheimer, who runs it out. He runs so well down that first base line. And he does not make the last out in back-to-back innings. He has come to the plate for the runners on first and second. The pitch called strike. Letter high and the count 0-1. Temperatures here in North Carolina are quite comfortable. Again, it's warm outside, and the temperatures in Waldorf are supposed to be a little better as well. In Waldorf, temperatures at 75 degrees right now, and it's supposed to heat up come the weekend as the pitch is low on Joseph Rosa. Count 2 balls and a strike on the right-handed hitter. 13-0 Gastonia. Tomorrow, you can come to tomorrow's game back at the Reg. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 80s at game time. This one cut on, popped up, right field line, and Braxton Lee runs out of room. So it's going to get into the seats, count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blue Crabs looking to put an end to this marathon inning where the 11th batter, or I beg your pardon, just the 10th batter for now is the plate. Already 5 runs in the inning for Gastonia. If you haven't commented yet on some of your favorite outside-the-box foods, and we'll let you know if we can. We have chorizo here from Fernando Perez. You can comment those down in the YouTube chat. I just got a message from our friend Wes Mumper on his favor. We'll try to get that all squared away for him. You can ask me, all ask me favors. I can't guarantee I can come through for all of you, but I'll do my best to come through for Wes here. Wes Mumper putting together an interesting project in the visiting team clubhouse where he wants all the pennants of all the teams in the Atlantic League, and that is ball 4 issued to Joseph Rosa. And we're going to have the 11th batter of the inning come to the plate in Luis Roman. And well, Daryl Thompson, the pitching coach, is going to come out. Have a chat with Dario Polanco with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And still not really any action in that Blue Crabs bullpen. Well, Blue Crabs are trailing 13-0 as Dario Polanco is facing the 11th batter of his inning. Here at Paramount Health Ballpark. I will at least ask the folks here as I get the message again from Wes Mumper. Wes a great guy. He's making his presence known on these YouTube chats. One of the big guys on this Blue Crabs broadcast, and we always appreciate everybody who comments. He made quite a name for himself here on this YouTube chat. This one swung on and popped up foul, third base side out of play. Thank everybody for tuning in this evening. Unfortunately for the Blue Crabs, it's been all Gastonia tonight. 13-0. 5 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth, and 5 in the seventh. That's how you get the 13 runs here in this ball game. As the pitch misses upstairs in the count, a ball on a strike. Bases are loaded for Gastonia with 2 away. Here's the pitch. Well, a little bit low. And they count 2 balls and 1 strike. I think for Dario Polanco, the idea is to trust his stuff. He's got a good slider. Trying to mix his pitches. But a long inning for sure. This one belted down the first baseline, foul. This is the 50th pitch of the inning from Dario Polanco. So a very long inning for the lefty. Had an opportunity to get some work in today. I think the idea may have been for him to go a few innings, but after this sort of a pitch count, I doubt that's going to be happening. 2-2's upstairs, count 3 balls and 2 strikes on Luis Roman. So we talked about some breakfast foods already. We're gonna have some other interesting thoughts from the road. Now, I'm asking for your input on this. Throw it in the YouTube chat. This one swung on and popped up. Oh, down the third base side and foul ground. Yesko gives way to the left fielder, Matt Hibbard, who makes the play for the final out, but not before 11 batters come to the plate, and Gastonia scores 5 runs. They lead it 13-0 at the end of 7 innings of play. Stick with us. We got some interesting things to talk about when we come back. Some new ideas for some foods to try on the road. Stick with us. First pitch swinging from Ian Yetzko. It's popped up in shallow center field. It's the center fielder who can't come up with it. And Ian Yetzko is going to find himself on second base. On Herlis Rodriguez. An error on the center fielder. Rodriguez is going to be the call. 3 fielders converged on that high pop-up, but Yetzko finds himself on second. Blue Crabs the runner on, and no outs. First time a batter has reached second base for the Blue Crabs since the 3rd inning. Pitch to Collier is upstairs. Now, we talked about, before we went to break, some things we can discuss when we come back. Now, he said it was going to be topics about on the road here. So let's think about where we're going to be going here. So where are the teams in the Atlantic League? Some places I'll be traveling this year, and I'm asking for your input on some foods I should try. That one came way inside and may have hit Collier. And it did. So Collier. So first base, I think. And he calls the bat boy out. He's hitting the glove. So, let's think of some of our locations here in the Atlantic League. We'll run through the South Division first. So, we're in Gastonia now. If you have any thoughts on good food in North Carolina, because I'm going to be at High Point as well, let me know of any North Carolina special. We're going to Long Island. So, New York's got some great pizza. They've got great bagels. But what else do they have? Let me know any other foods I can go out there and try on in Long Island. The team then goes to Charleston, West Virginia. Question what to look for in West Virginia. Pinch runner for the Blue Crabs as Jack Sundberg enters the game in place of Zach Collier. So there's another question. What to get in West Virginia? And And then again, we already talked about High Point, Gastonia, Charleston. Great foods in Kentucky. We eventually going back out to Lexington. It's not going to be for a while, as the Blue Crabs have already played against the Legends and the Genomes on the road. And only 2 road series for each of those teams throughout the year. So we have 2 of those series left, though. So anything to try in Lexington. As the pitch is a called strike on David Harris. So another question for you. And then think Pennsylvania, York and Lancaster. Some great food options over there. Line drive into left center. It's a base hit. They're going to wave around the runner from second base. That's Yetzko. Throw to the plate is in time. Terrific throw from the left fielder, Reese Hampton, to get Yetzko at the plate. And that is the first out. It was a base hit from David Harris, and the Blue Crabs try to score a run. Yetzko thrown out of the plate, and there is one away. The Blue Crabs finally stringing together hits here in the inning. Runners on first and second now with 1 out. So again, let me know of any good food options in those places. First pitch misses in to Alex Crosby. Maybe not even food options. Maybe just other things to do in those spots. So the North Division will be visiting, of course, Long Island, Lancaster, York, and Staten Island rather frequently. And then in the South, as that one swung on and missed, we'll have 1 more visit out to Gastonia, 2 more visits to High Point, 2 visits to Charleston, and 1 visit, or 2 more visits, I guess, back out to Kentucky, because 1 for Lexington and 1 for Wild Health. So if you had any fun things to do in those spots, anything you think I should get to eat, let me know and I'll review it back on the broadcast here. This one popped up. Shallow left field. It's going to be a base hit. It bloops in with a lot of side spin. It's going to score a run as Sundberg comes around and scores from second. It's an RBI single from Alex Crosby, and it's a 13-1 game. The Blue Crabs on the board here in the top of the 8th. A little too late though for Southern Maryland, as they trail by 12. So runners on first and second still for the Blue Crabs. They're getting some hits off of Randall Delgado, a former big leaguer, and here is Braxton Lee. First pitch is low. No action right now in the Blue Crabs bullpen. I'd imagine they got someone who's warm and ready. I think Patrick Baker might make a debut here. Or not a debut, make an appearance. Bradley Roney might. A big wave and a miss from Braxton Lee. He was off balance. And the count, a ball and a strike. Baker's last appearance was back on May 13th. So one swinging a line drive into left field. They're going to wave around Harris. He's decided he's going to come back. He would have been out of play by a lot. And Ray Ortega was going to send him, I believe, until he was held up there at the last moment. Well, bases are loaded for the Blue Crabs with 1 out. They're going to need a lot more than just a couple of runs here. They trail by 12, 13-1. So if you have anything to eat, anything to do in some of those spots, Wes Bumper's got some idea. All right, so Fernando Perez says in New York, Nathan's Coney Island, all right, for the hot dog eating contest. The Blue Crabs are going to be home for July 4th. We can still head out to that area. In Lancaster, go to the Choo Choo Barn, large model train display owned by his fiance's aunt and uncle. Hockey Boys Gaming. We apologize, we don't have our full broadcast up for you today. But I appreciate the suggestions from both Wes Bumper and Fernando Perez. We'll have to check those out when we go out there. And we'll definitely have some time to visit those in the North Division. Hockey Boys Game, if you have any suggestions, let me know where you think I should go on the road at some of these spots we talked about across the Atlantic League. We're going to have a lot more time in Long Island, Staten Island, Lancaster, and York. Those are the 4 biggest spots It's a 13-1 game. And if you have any foods you think I should try, let me know. I'll definitely review them here on the broadcast. Get back to you. 0-1 pitch, a called strike on Raul Shaw. Count 0-2. 13-1 Lexington as the Blue Crabs look to get some late runs. Harris from third, Crosby from second. It's Lee from first with Shaw at the plate. Here's the 0-2. Off-balance swing, fouled off behind home plate. And the count remains 0-2. Pinch hitter is on deck for the Blue Crabs. It's Jared Walker who is going to get in that bat. Walker was set to play in the first game of this series. He was a very late scratch. When I say very late, I'm talking less than 20 minutes before the first pitch. I was informed at 5:57 for a 6:15 start that Jared Walker would not be available. Swinging a high chopper, third base side, foul. Count remains 0-2 on Shaw. But he's in the on-deck circle. He's going to get in that bat late in the 8th. You have to wonder if he'd be available for tomorrow's game. The last time that Jared Walker had in that bat was on May 12th against Gastonia. Exited the game, he was hit by a pitch. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a pop-up foul. And the count remains 0-2. You always appreciate everybody who comments here in our YouTube chat. Count, no balls and 2 strikes on the righty Shaw. The bases loaded and 1 out. Big swing and a miss. As it's Randall Delgado who picks up the strikeout. And there are 2 away in the top of the 8th inning. Here comes Jared Walker. Interested to see his first at bat in over a week. Here is Jared Walker.
Jared Walker. Walker for Ron.
Here's the pitch to Walker. Big wave and a miss at the first pitch. Count 0-1. Walker has played against Gastonia. Has 2 walks against the Honey Hunters. This one swinging a dribbler foul first base side. Did not have a hit across 10 at-bats though. Blue Crabs trailing 13-1 today. Not their day, that's for sure, but it's one of those moments where you pick this one up, throw it in the garbage, and we'll move on to the next one. As the team that has played so well this year, and you're going to have one of these every once in a while. You play here in the league, you're going to have games that just aren't your day. 0-2 pitches upstairs, count 1-2 on the lefty, Jared Walker. 13-1 Gastonia. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. Delgado gets a sign from his catcher holder Bach. But meanwhile, Walker's going to step out. Here's the 0-2. Or the 1-2. That's outside. Count 2-2. Well, the Blue Crabs were productive this inning. Got some hits through. Everyone but Raul Shah, who's come into the inning, or come in today in this inning, has got on base. Yetzko reached on an error by the center fielder, Luis Rodriguez. Collier singled, Harris singled, Crosby singled, Lee singled. 2-2's away, count 3-2. I beg your pardon, that was actually foul ball. I did not see that one correctly. Well, there's a runner on, our bases are loaded now, and count 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 13-1 Gastonia. As Walker steps back in. A lot of early season matchups against the South Division for the Blue Crabs. And they've thrived in those matchups. Pitch came inside, count 3-2. And it's good news for the Blue Crabs, especially if it gets easier from here against a weaker North Division, or North Division, I should say. The South Division overall record's much better than the North Divisions. The Blue Crabs have played most of their games against South Division opponents. Played Wild Health twice, played Lexington once, played Gastonia twice. Pitch, swinging a high fly ball, deep right, but it's playable for the right fielder, Jake Stoll, who makes the catch for the final out. The Blue Crabs straight at 3. It's 13-1 at the end of 7.5. Welcome back. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Patrick Baker is on the mound for Southern Maryland. Should only have 1 inning of action. Baker will pitch the bottom of the 8th, and that'll do it. Blue Crabs from there will finish up in the 9th. What has been a longer ball game due to all the runs scored by Gastonia in what is a 13-1 ball game. Baker's got some real heat. He's thrown as high as 100 last year. This year has been in the 96, 97 range. Does have some control issues, but he's got big-time strikeout stuff. Ground ball through the left side, a base hit from Tapia. There's a runner on first with nobody outs from start to finish. The Gastonia Honey Hunters bats have been clicking. Castro comes to the plate now with nobody out. We talked about this already, but some great food options in other spots around the Atlantic League. Always some fun to go out and try some new things in the area. Some good food options in Waldorf. Of course, some of our great sponsors over at Dashin's, always a good spot to go. If you're looking for a more local option, went to Wall's Bakery the other day. That's a great spot. Good donuts, very sweet, but if you like good donuts, good spot in town. Of course, go to Dashin's, a good spot for some breakfast. I got some Dashin breakfast on my way to the road trip. Had a bacon, egg, and cheese there and a burrito. It was very good. This one. High fly ball into right field on the run. Braxton Lee makes a terrific catch. What a catch by Braxton Lee, as that one was bookmarked for extra bases.
That brings up your right fielder, Castro.
New catcher in the game for Southern Maryland. It is Ryan Haug who gets the start. Or gets the appearance, I should say. Comes in for Austin Rye. Well, good for Ryan Haug. He made the trip. Made the road trip, I should say. And on this road trip, Austin Rye caught all 3 games, but Ryan Haug, who's just returning from an injury after he was hit by a pitch, I beg your pardon, he actually had a foul ball hit off his foot there. But he's recovered enough to come back in today's game. I heard he'd be ready for Friday, but he actually is available today, here in the 8th and the 9th. It'll probably just be the 8th. Might get in the bat in the 9th. Runner on first, 1 out, 13-1. Gastonia. And there's the pitch, struck him out. Baker earns a strikeout. It's just the second strikeout from Blue Crabs pitching all day. As Fernando Perez said, cannolis, Alfonso's Pastry Shop in Staten Island, New York. I don't know if you have any ties there or not, or you've just been there, but I'll have to try that next time I head out to Staten Island for that road trip. I will certainly give a review on the broadcast. Thank you, Fernando Perez, for that. And as he says, you can't win them all. It's the beauty of baseball. Fernando Perez is coming up clutch here in this YouTube chat. It's always great to communicate with the fans here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Count 0-1, I should say. Blue Crabs have 1 run today. It came in the top of the 8th as Ascanio taps that one foul. Well, the bats haven't merely been alive for Gastonia, they've been on fire today from start to finish. I guess with the exception of the very beginning of the game when it was a 1-2-3 inning from Mackenzie Mills, but in the second, they caught fire and scored 5 runs. This one swung on and popped up foul, first base side. And the count remains 0-2. Tapia from first. He led off this inning with a single, but Baker has recovered nicely since then. A fly out and a strikeout. Here's the 0-2. It's low in the dirt. Did well to change speeds. 94 and then went to the off-speed curveball. 84. Throws hard, there's no question. On the season, the Packers Baker's numbers for you in one moment. That one swung on, ground ball over to second. Shaw makes the stop on the ground, flips to second for the out. Well, Baker finishes the inning. He did allow one hit, but he held the Gastonia Honey Hunters without a walk. He struck out one. A clean inning for Baker. He has not allowed a run in 9 1/3 innings of action. Stick with us. We go to the top of the ninth. Top of the ninth here in Gastonia as the first pitch misses outside for ball one. The former big leaguer Randall Delgado. Swinging a ground ball. Shortstop, nicely knocked down by Reinheimer. Not going to have a play, though. Would have been a really tough out. And Baca is aboard. It's his second hit of the day, and he's hitting the ball a lot better recently. Well, the Blue Crabs have had a tough day from really start to finish, but they've had a couple guys to put together pretty strong days at the plate. There are 4 players with multiple hits. Harris 2 for 4, Crosby 2 for 4, Lee 2 for 4, and Baca now 2 for 4. Shaw 1 for 4, Rise got a base hit. Hibbert and Yetzko do not have a hit today. And aside from Jared Walker, who entered the game as a pinch hitter, they're the only 2 who don't have hits. Just swinging a ground ball, nicely gloved by shortstop Reinheimer, throwing to first, not quite in time. Oh, they almost turned 2. What a backhand play by Jack Reinheimer going up the middle. And it's a backhand flip to first. The ability to get that ball out of his glove to second, extremely impressive from Jack Reinheimer. There's one away. Jack Sundberg's going to get a bat up next, as he came in as a pinch runner for Zach Collier. Foul back in the first pitch. Well, funny enough, Blue Crabs have scored 1 run. And despite the fact this team has 11 hits, the lone run that was scored did not get the start tonight. It was Jack Sundberg who came in as a pinch runner. Blowing out of the zone on Yetzko on the count of ball and no strike. Or 1 ball and 1 strike, I should say. 13-1 Gastonia. 5 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth, and 5 in the seventh. There's the pitch. Called strike. Can the count 1 ball and 2 strikes on Yetzko. As Blue Crabs had 9, 1, and 2 to the plate. Yetzko batting in that second spot. He's had some terrific games this year. Today does not have a hit, though, for 3 with the walk. And the same goes for Matt Hibbert, who's also had some terrific games. Drove in the go-ahead run on Friday night, but today, 0 for 5. So from first base, it's Michael Baca, whose batting average has climbed more than 50 points in this series. Really found his groove the last 2 nights. Swung on and fouled off first base side. And count 2 balls and 2 strikes on Yetzko. Baca was 3 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 4 today, good for 5 for 7 throughout this series, or over the last 2 nights, really. Also picked up a walk. Swing and a miss from Yetzko. He goes down swinging. And there are 2 outs in the top. Jack Sundberg. Oh, Blue Crabs fans, we'll be back with you tomorrow. 6:35 first pitch against the Long Island Ducks. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs take on the Ducks for a 3-game set before traveling on the road to Long Island. This one comes inside on Sundberg. Delgado has had a really good year. He has a 1.69 ERA. In 2 2/3 innings tonight, he has allowed 1 run. Called strike on Sundberg in the count. A ball and a strike. A lot of hits. Not necessarily a very high-scoring game for both sides, but Blue Crabs have 11 hits tonight. Gastonia's got 16. 1-1 pitch is low. Count Count 2 balls and a strike. Well, David Harris had exactly 1 hit in 10 consecutive games. And now has exactly 2 hits in 2 straight. So who knows? Maybe he'll be 2 hits in 10 straight games. That'd be quite the boost. And we got away from the catcher, Alex Holderbach. Count 3 balls and a strike on Baca, or beg your pardon, Sundberg. But Harris's average is down to 250, back up over 302. Swinging a high fly ball, center field, straight away. Release Rodriguez back in front of the warning tracker, makes a 2-handed grab, chest high. That'll do it from us here at Caramont Health Ballpark. It is a 13-1 win for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. The Blue Crabs' 7-game win streak comes to an end, and the Blue Crabs fall to 20-4 on the season. You're going to have games like this, one of those where it's just a stinker. Didn't happen tonight. Starting pitching wasn't there. Had a little more trouble with the bullpen as well. And the bats had 11 hits but couldn't drive anybody in. So that was the story tonight. The Blue Crabs fall 13-1. Thank you all for tuning in tonight and have a terrific evening as the Blue Crabs will be back in action tomorrow at 6:35 against the Ducks. Have a nice night, everybody. So long.